The woman never expected to encounter her first love again after 8 years. She nervously asked the CEO if he still remembered her. The CEO coldly replied that he would recognize her even if she turned to ashes. The woman was left speechless by his harsh words. Subsequently, the CEO got into his teammate's car and drove away, but he couldn't help glancing back at the woman. The woman stood sadly in place, remembering how years ago she had intended to use her inability to accept a long-distance relationship as a reason to persuade the CEO to return. She never expected that the CEO would immediately agree to the breakup. Witnessing this reaction, the woman became very angry, feeling that the CEO's feelings for her weren't deep. However, the woman didn't know that the CEO was also suffering internally. Due to both of their stubbornness, the woman and CEO had missed 8 years together. 8 years later, when the woman saw that the CEO had returned, she assumed he wouldn't go back to the border region. She obtained the CEO's phone number from his sister but lacked the courage to dial it. While the woman hesitated, the CEO was actually standing downstairs from her building at that very moment. As the CEO looked up at the woman, his heart was equally conflicted, because he knew he would soon return to the border region and didn't want to give the woman any false hope. In this way, the two missed each other for another 2 years. 2 years later, the woman accompanied her close friend on a business trip. Just after arriving at a gas station, their car was stolen. When the woman and her friend found themselves helpless, the desperate woman called the CEO. After the call connected, the woman told the CEO about the stolen car. The CEO acknowledged that he understood and then fell silent. However, the woman still waited for the CEO at the same location. After waiting nearly 2 hours, the CEO appeared. Although the woman observed the CEO's cold demeanor, she felt warmth in her heart because his willingness to come already said everything. The car remained very quiet throughout the journey. Just as the woman was searching for conversation topics, the CEO had already led them to find their stolen vehicle. Seeing this, the woman mustered the courage to approach and thank him, also taking the opportunity to inquire about the CEO's situation over the years. The woman learned that the CEO had been promoted but still had to remain at the border region, which made her feel disappointed. When the CEO saw that the police had finished handling the situation, he hurriedly departed, leaving only the woman standing there in a daze. Later, when the woman went to the police station to give her statement, she inquired about the CEO's circumstances. Only then did she discover that the CEO had been working on the front lines all along. Upon hearing that it was dangerous work, the woman began to worry. A few days later, when the woman and her friend completed their work and prepared to leave, the friend wanted to invite the CEO to dinner before departing. The woman knew that the CEO disliked such gatherings, so she declined on his behalf, using their unfamiliarity as an excuse. However, the friend called the CEO directly, and surprisingly, he agreed to join them. The woman was overjoyed and immediately began getting dressed up. What the woman didn't expect was that when they arrived at the restaurant, they found a small boy sitting inside. Initially, the woman and her friend thought the boy had entered the wrong place, but unexpectedly, the boy stood up and politely introduced himself. The boy explained that he was the CEO's son.